Are you buying a home that currently has a tenant in it? If so, here are a few things that you should know. If you're buying an investment property, it is easy. Not much has to change. You have to look at the terms of the lease agreement, make sure that it is to your liking because you're bound by it. You cannot just switch to a different rental agreement. You cannot evict the current renter and put in someone new with a higher rent. You have to make sure that the tenant was vetted out and was not put in last minute without proper vetting. And you have to make sure that at closing, the lease agreement is transferred to your name, as well as prorated rents and the security deposits. However, if you're buying the property as your primary residence, things get a little more complicated. Remember, you have to move into the property as your primary residence within 60 days of closing for it to count as a primary residence. You cannot do that when a tenant is there, and you cannot just evict them. You may be able to come to an agreement between you, the seller, and the tenant to have the tenant and the lease sooner, sometimes for something called cash for keys, where you or the seller pay them a pre-specified amount to have them move out before the end of their current lease. But not all local ordinance will allow that. So you have to check with your lawyer as well as your real estate broker to make sure that this is even possible. But if you cannot have the tenant move out before the 60 days are up, allowing you to move in as your primary residence, you may have to switch the loan to an investment property loan. And that can mean significantly different terms. It might require a higher down payment, higher interest rate, even reserves and mortgage insurance can be higher in this scenario. If you're making an offer and you haven't had a chance to talk to your mortgage broker, make sure that you have exits to allow you to review everything and cancel the contract in case something is not to your liking or in case something does not work out. Those contingencies are very important to protect your earnest money. If you're in that situation, come talk to me as soon as possible so that I can help make sure that you have a smooth transaction and a fast closing.